Hi, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika, and here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. So today we're going to talk about a witch's bottle, or more a protection bottle. I have a bottle here. I picked this up some long time ago. I'm sure you can find these at different places or online. The only difference is I put a little washi tape on at the bottom. I'm intentionally using the color blue because it has a significance to me for what I'm doing. No, I will not be going into what that significance is because when practicing spell work, at least for me, sharing it like this, it is very important that not every detail is shared because, for lack of better words, the magic may not work the way I want it to. Point blank period. That's just how it is. So what I'm gonna do is I have my grimoire here, and I'm gonna be writing some details. I took something from Pinterest and I'm modifying it. So I got my inspiration. I have my magical herbalism book here. This is an oldie but goodie. Scott Cunningham. This has been around for ages. Excuse my messy desk in the background, but I am working in many ways. I mentioned this book because the powdered herbs that I decided to use, if you want and you're not sure and this is something that you want to do, I suggest you get this oldie but goodie, which should be pretty cheap at this stage of the game. It shouldn't cost very much, but I suggest getting this because it's chock full of information. It is short to the point, it's sweet on why you might want to use certain things. Or in my case, you know, I pride myself on being a cottage witch, eclectic witch, but you know, ultimately a cottage witch. So I'm going to use things in my home. I'm going to use the things from around my home. And the bottle is a protection bottle for my home and the people who live in my home. So yeah, having this book, which I had since the beginning of my journey, this book, I'm sure if any of you guys have run across it, this is old. It's been around for a while. I'm looking for copyright date. Yeah, 2002, 2001. Cover art 2001. So it's probably been more iterations. Actually, yeah, this is a different edition. So it's from like the 80s. Long story short, it's an old book. Get this if you are looking to do this type of magic, herbal, you know, adding herbs and things like that. Again, use what you have in your home. I wouldn't go out buying a bunch of stuff, and if I did, I would not spend a lot of money. These are natural, from the earth, you know, organic items that I'm using in a spell. And when it's from the earth, it shouldn't cost a lot of money. So, first thing first, again, I'm doing a protection bottle, protection witch bottle. It really is for the house. I keep saying witch, but you guys get the point. So I have my little bottle here. I have my herbs already mixed up here. And just to give you an idea, you could probably tell cinnamon is one of them. This is a funnel. So what I have in here is cinnamon, onion powder, garlic powder, red pepper flakes, chili or red pepper chili flakes, and I have powdered chili as well, lavender, and salt. If you want to get into the reasons of why I use all these, get this book and it'll help you. Just off the cuff, just to kind of give you an idea, salt, I use this here. You can get this at Walmart or any store, Himalayan sea salt. For me, the salt consecrates the whole thing. It's a binder, if you will. It's creating, to me, it's the activator outside of the words that I'll speak to actually charge the bottle and the contents. Now, one could charge the bottle ahead of time. I'm going to do it all at once, a one and done, if you will. I have some sage here that I'm also going to burn, as well as part of purifying everything and kind of setting the intention, whatever energy this is vibrating with from other people grabbing things out of the cabinet. This sage is going to purify it so I can put my very specific protection intention onto the bottle and the contents of the bottle. So there we go. The other thing that you could add to your bottle, depending on, you could put pins in here, crystals that you know, represent protection. You know, let me think. I had some ideas: black obsidian, amethyst, smoky quartz. I am not adding any crystals to this. I could. Again, I go with what I feel, and I don't think it's necessary. I knew I wanted to do this for a few days now, and I thought about ordering those little, you know, small little crystals. I think they sell them on Amazon. They're really small little bottles, so you can pour some in here, and I really thought about doing that. But for this bottle, I just want to work with these elements. It feels right, and just go with what feels right. Now, I'm gonna top this off with a type of liquid when I'm done, or some sort of liquid ingredient. Again, I'm not sharing that part, and it's for a reason. A magician never reveals their secrets, right? So I'm giving you enough. Just let this be kind of a cautionary tale. When you are watching YouTube videos, when you are looking at books, and you're getting inspired to do spell work, and you are inspired and you want to do a spell, and it looks like it's worked, they did the spell and they're telling you it worked for them, so why can't you just do the same thing? You can do the exact same thing. However, I would add another component. Change up the words. Something that your intuition is telling you, something from the heart. That's the witch in you. that's you. That's that inner you, that witch, and she knows the right amount, the right thing to say, the right thing. Even if, you know, the rational side of yourself, the muggle in you, is fighting against that, saying, oh, that sounds silly. Why would I do that? Well, if it worked for her, just do the same thing. We want this to work for you, and I want this to work for me. So it's important that I hold the part that will make it with my signature on it. If that makes any sense. Anyway, but overall, yeah, the spell, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to use my little funnel here into my bottle, and I'm going to just add my mixed up herbs and powders here, and just shake that in there. It's getting a little clogged, so I have to keep doing multiple times in and out. That's why it was already dirty. Anyway, the flakes get clogged in here. But yeah, so protection. This is a great time, obviously, to do protection spells, guys. When you see what's happening in the world, we see the unrest, the injustice. So let me tell you what I'm protecting. With why I'm doing. I can definitely share that, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. This is protection against lack of funds, lack of wealth, lack of prosperity, all of that, lack of money, you know. This is protection against sickness, hint, onion powder and garlic, okay? This is against any evil doings, physically, person coming in here and committing evil acts, or with the intention to rob, steal, injure, anything under that category. That's also in here. So that's what this protection bottle is all about. It's reinforcing the wards and everything else I put on this house from the get-go. And then afterwards, basically this witch's bottle represents just giving us, come on and get in here. This witch's bottle represents just giving us an opportunity to create, exist, prosper without any influence, negatively speaking, evilly, you know. That's what this is about. Now, I'm gonna say this, because sometimes people get it twisted when you talk about, what do you mean guarding against, there's a cloth in here. What do you might mean against guarding against, you know, not having money? I mean, what if there's a lesson to be learned and you're gonna miss the lesson because, you know, you blocked that? And what if, you know, it's to make way for something bigger, so you have to lose something or something like that? Now that's fun, but this is unnatural. When something unnatural is occurring, intentions by an entity, a person who means harm. Excuse me, they want us to lose. That's what this is protecting against. So that's what's in this bottle now. So we have that all set. So I have my sage here, and what I'm going to do is do a clearing first, because right now we're just gathering, getting everything together. We're going to do a clearing, or I'm going to do a clearing of energies and any other vibrations that are, excuse me, here present on the tools that I use, the herbs themselves, and we're going to set the pace so that we can put my personal intention, which is for protection. In order to put that energy there, I may want to raise energy, right? Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with me. I may want to raise energy. Now, how do you raise energy? Because this is also a missing component when you're doing spell work. You can do all the steps, but you got to raise some energy. That's what we're doing. We're manipulating energies. So how do we raise energies? Well, if we're talking protection magic, there's a couple ways. You can do something as simple as this. Clapping. You can rub your hands together. Create that static charge, that physical static charge. Create warmth in your hand. Okay? And then take that energy and speak your intentions. Those are very simple, I'm sitting in one spot type of raising energy. Some people chant. You can chant. If there's a phrase or something that you want to say, and speak it into the bottle, then you can say that now, and just repetitive to the point that maybe it's just sound. It's not even words, it's just sound anymore. You can say that the vibration of your voice, you're raising energy. As you're doing that, put your hands on the bottle. And now, first off, you are speaking your intention. That phrasing that you're using is the intention that you're speaking out loud, which is energy. And the vibrations of your voice, that's energy, that vibration. Get it? So, and let it move through you into the bottle. And of course, my phone's ringing. Let it move through you into the bottle. And yeah, that's how you can raise energy. Got cut off there, sorry about that. So that's how you raise energy. Anyway, so that's how I'll go about doing it, and I'll finish it out that way. And that part is, I'd like to go ahead and do that part in private. But I wanted to give you just the overall idea. And the outside of your bottle, you can decorate this. You can, maybe place a piece of string. That string can have a certain significance of color. You can soak the string maybe in chili oil. Get really creative with it, or some sort of oil that you've created. The base could be something as simple as olive oil, and maybe you have other herbs or fresh herbs soaking in it that represents protection. And once that's dried out, you can then wrap it around the bottom, or around the bottle, the neck of the bottle. Also, you can melt candle wax over top of this as well, if you so choose to do that, and that will seal it. So the protection bottle would have been complete at that point. So it could be both. You can also, do the tie. But, excuse me, tying it like that, if you're familiar with knot magic and things like that, you can create a certain type of knot using string around it, and that would also representing the closing of the bottle as well. Because we're a modern age, let's be honest, candle wax is one thing, but you realize you can take glue, like if you have a hot glue gun, you can also take that around and then put the string onto the hot glue. And this, I'm talking about where the cap meets. So you create a seal that way, or a ribbon or some other, fabric. You can wrap it around. Remember, you're hot gluing it around, and then you're sticking the fabric on top, and maybe just tie it. You can then write on the ribbon, and then have it on the words, your intentions on here. You can just get a label and just put it onto the bottle in addition to all of that. On the bottom, you can put something as well, put a symbol that represents protection. If you want to take a little piece of paper, again, put it inside of here, pens, on the paper, again, you want to put something that represents protection. This all there's so many different ways that you can go. I kept it really basic, and I just used powdered herbs that I'm showing you now anyway, right? Because I'm not done. But anyway, that gives you an idea of how to create a protection bottle. So the next thing is, okay, so I've created the protection bottle. What do I do with it? I'm saying bottle, jar, same thing. It could be a little bigger. What do you do with it? Some people bury it on their property. That's fine. You may keep it in a secret place within the house if you're lucky enough to have compartments or spaces in your home that are not visible. Into the home, a cabinet, recess, something like that, a crawl space, you can place it there as well. You can place it under your sink, your kitchen sink, depending on what the protection is. Remember, I work in a realm of cottage witchery, so it's going to make sense for me to place something under my kitchen sink. I can also place it near the doorway. So if you have, different things around that area, you can place it there, and it wouldn't be visible. But the intention is that energy, that witch's bottle or that protection bottle is emitting energy, in and out of the house. Like I said, if you bury it, that's fine on your property. That's great. I won't go into exactly how I'll be handling it. Again, I don't think it's necessary, but I'm giving you ideas and to inspire you if you want to do this. And this is one of those things, I don't really talk like this on videos and I say you should do this, but you should be doing this. If you're practicing magic right now, you need to be shoring up protection around your home and for your person. If you've been kind of messing around with it and saying, yeah, I know I should do that, I should get all the ingredients, oh, I don't have a bottle, I don't have this, that's cool. If you have a piece of fabric, okay, if you just have a piece of fabric, you have an old piece of shirt, something, get some scissors and cut it around. If you don't have any thread, that's fine. Do you got a hot glue gun? You got glue? You got some fabric tape or something like that? Go ahead and tape up them edges, put all your ingredients in there, and you can do the same thing. Do you have an old jar in your house? Do you have, at this point, if you really don't have much, but you want to get to it, like something's telling you, you know what, I'm watching this, I should probably really do this, like something is leading me to do it. Get some dang on Tupperware if you have to. I'm not big on plastic, but it'll do in a pinch. You can always come back later and order yourself on Amazon, go to the dollar store, what have you. Do what you got to do right now. Go ahead and get you a container of sorts and go in your kitchen. If you are, again, lucky enough to have this book, you can just find, look what you have in your kitchen, look it up in here and say, will that work? I think that it makes sense to me, to use this as something, protection. If you have essential oils, let's say you don't have a bunch of herbs, but you got a bunch of essential oils, for whatever reason in your house, and you're like, eucalyptus. I know that's one of them, and I'm just looking in a book now, and I'm just going off of, what you might have. Eucalyptus is great. It guards against illnesses. Onion itself, if you have a piece of onion, you might want to take fine bits of the onion, cut it up, make it small enough so it can fit into the bottle pieces and dump it, stick it in your bottle. You're going to have salt. Who don't have salt in their house, right? So these are just a couple of the things, peppers of any sort. You're going to want to use peppers, especially when you talk about protection. Hot peppers. There's a reason for that. But take, like I said, get you a book, or just do, if in a pinch, a quick search on the internet as well to look it up. I haven't looked at this in a minute, so I was actually getting a little fascinated just now, remembering all the good things in here and how it led me down this path. I got this book, like I said, so many years ago at the beginning of my path, and it gave me that basic information that helped me so much. But anyway, get to it. Get to it, guys. You want to be a witch right now. With this world, they need us. And the world means you and yours, your family. Even if you live alone and it's just you and your pets or the spirits in your house, they need your protection too. Get to it. And this is seriously, I'm being serious though, get to it. A lot of us are susceptible to attack right now, psychic attack, because there is an overall energy that is just very evil and negative. We're seeing it, you know, as we're protesting against police brutality. Poli- uh, the police are still brutalizing the same people. It's and then some, actually, because it's not just black people. Now you're seeing what they did to that 75-year-old man who was not black, from what I understand. The point, and the young woman who was white, who was killed. She was pepper sprayed literally to death. So it's just very negative. It's a lot of, and I'm using negative, but it's evil. It's evil energy, and I'm not using that lightly. And I think we all kind of can pick up on that. It's really evil. Protect yourself. Protect your home, your space, as best as you can. Use the things that you have. Use your knowledge, because if you are someone who basically practices magic for prosperity and for healing, and you know, maybe to right wrongs, you know, justice spells, I'm not gonna call them revenge, maybe to right some wrongs, you know, or to show someone a lesson they need to learn. If this is the type of magic you're doing in general anyway, and maybe some love spells thrown in there, you already vibrate a certain energy within your space, okay? So don't, you know, kind of take it so lightly when I say, oh, use what's around your house, because there's an energy vibrating in your home because of the type of magics, the intentions, the affirmations, the mantras, you know, the tarots, the yoga, you know, the dance, maybe the quality of media that you have in your home is probably maybe more esoteric, maybe it's pagan, maybe it's more witchcraft. The point is, there's a vibration already emitting in your home if you're practicing witchcraft. The stuff in your home is everything there is picking up on that energy. Go ahead. I mean, one could argue it's already charged, right? You know, you could say a lot of the things in your home, your herbs, your ingredients are already charged with energy. I'm just giving you guys some ideas, but I feel I should just really tell you, do protection right now. If you are not really practicing witchcraft like you want, and you, like I said, you're on the fence and you watch videos but you don't know what to do, this is the time to do the protection magic, guys. This is the time to do it. Shore up you and yours, and then you can work outward to help others, you know, however you want to at that point. But take care of your own right now. We need to do that as witches right now, because like I said, the energy is just evil energy across all platforms at this point. You know, and it's not about politics. It's not just about Black Lives Matter and the protests. Just peep the energy in the air right now. It's not hopeful. It feels like, I mean, between COVID-19, between even before that, you know, the threat of World War III, are we forgetting that? I know it seems so long ago, right? And all the other things in between that was happening in the news at this, I mean, I really do at this point expect, and then, you know, proof that they're aliens, low key that happened, by the way. At this point, you know, I don't want to say what's next, because that's a loaded question, but I mean, we're all starting to wonder what the hell else is going to pop off now. You know, we're not asking for it, but what we as witches are going to do is we're going to go ahead and protect ourselves, starting with a simple bottle, because with magic and the things that we do, never underestimate something as a little small blue bottle. It can hold a lot of energy, it can hold a lot of power, and it can protect an entire house and the people who live there, the people who reside there, the spirits who reside there, the pets who reside there, and on its property. That's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. This is Mika Lee Taken. Go ahead and like the video if you like my video, and please subscribe if you have not already. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. I reached over 200. And it's a big deal to me, because, you know, I'm just a little witch over here out in the desert somewhere on the West Coast. And I really appreciate that people are kind of, you know, liking what I'm putting out here, because, like I said, I really enjoy making this sort of video and sharing a real practical witch's take on witchcraft. I'm you know, regular girl, out here practicing magic. And I enjoy sharing it and showing you kind of the realness of it. It's not always, well, I wouldn't even say always, it's rarely ever what you see on TV. It's more a little blue bottle with a bunch of powders and herbs in it. But my house will be protected. My family will be protected. So thanks again for watching. Bye.